Hi everyone, this is Dan, and this is another comic review sponsored by Four Roses Bourbon. Just kidding. Four Roses doesn't sponsor me, but I do love this whiskey. But anyhow, this is Gods and Gears. I've been meaning to go back to Alterna for a while. I did a couple reviews way back when regarding the 30-pack first issues bundle that they used to sell, and did a couple rapid fire reviews of some of those issues that I liked. If you've never heard of Alterna Comics, highly recommend you check out their website, which I'll put the link down below. They're fantastic, especially if you're looking for cheap entertainment. One of Alterna Comics' claim to fame is the very low price structure. They no longer do $150, by the way. They're now $199, which sucks a little bit, but still $199 is still very good. But they're also famous for doing newsprint. So this is all newsprint paper. It's actually pretty good. I'm surprised at how good the quality can be on newsprint. Yeah, the newsprint printing on Alterna, I actually really dig it. And if I ever did my own comic, I think I would go this way and do newsprint instead of regular slicks. Not just for the cost factor, but for just, I don't know, I guess some throwback nostalgia and the fact that you can get newsprint in a lot thinner paper, so you can put more pages in a saddle-stitched book. Otherwise, if you go to a certain high page count, you have to go to perfect bound no matter what. But anyhow, enough of that rambling. This is Gods and Gears, written by Ryan Winn, art by Dean Kotz, and lettering by Alterna's letterer of choice, Wes Locher. So Gods and Gear, and I did a quick kind of review of it way back when, is essentially, it's for everyone, by the way. No adult themes in this, so you can give this to kids. Still a good story, by the way. It's essentially kind of a weird sort of alchemy, science, fantasy story. I think the closest I could say is there's like little elements of like Jules Verne sort of maybe steampunk kind of attributes to the story, though it really is its own world. And I have to give the writer Ryan Winn a lot of credit here. Oh, by the way, he also does the colors too. I didn't know that. So Pencil and Inks by Dean Kotz, Words and Colors by Ryan Winn. So we follow the main protagonist, which is Jimmy King, and he kind of is running in a race with his partner, Captain Driver, and then through mysteries of both magic and alchemy, he gets launched into this completely different world of Mycelia in South America, way back around the turn of the century, and runs into Eli Molina, who is the grandson of a very famous alchemist and explorer. So there's like lots of elements of magic, alchemy, and technology all over the place. Anyhow, through twists and turns, the two of them become close friends and eventually go on an adventure to find some relics of a sort, right? And they come into conflict with this character right here, Izamar, who is kind of like an ancient evil goddess god of a sort, who has possessed the body of Eli's grandmother. What's her name again? Beatrice, right? And there's a lot of like really cool sort of cons. One thing I will say, even though the art is very simplistic, the choice of like visuals in certain areas really gives you like a feeling of adventure when you're reading through this. A lot of credit to Dean Kotz and Ryan Winn for the just overall world building and design of this. Not everything is explained, and there is a bit of a mystery to the world in Gods and Gears, but you really get sucked in and you enjoy it. And there's just enough action in every issue. Not every issue is perfect, by the way. There is a little bit of decompression in some of the writing going on here, but for the price of $150 or $199, which is the modern pricing, I think you'll kind of forgive them as you're going along. The other aspect of the story that I kind of like is that you just have crazy, wild adventures and just sort of an interesting fantasy, right? There's a lot of like side quests and other things that you don't really get in comics anymore. So one thing I will give to Gods and Gears, of the books that I've read through Alterna, I felt like it had some of the most original concepts. I didn't always feel like the characters drew me in as well as some of the other books. but definitely enjoyed the world that Ryan Winn and Dean Kotz created here. By the way, the mini-series, because it's a limited series, issues 1 through 4, they are complete. So you can pick up all of them right now. I don't know if Alterna's in stock. Ever since the pandemic, ironically enough, Alterna Comics sells out like crazy on their website, which is pretty funny. I hope they're doing well. I really like Alterna, so I don't know Peter Simeti personally, but yeah, every time I go to that website, they sell out like crazy, which is both a good sign and sometimes a bit of a frustrating if you're looking for a particular issue. I think Gods and Gears is mostly still in stock. Last time I checked Alterna's website. Again, don't take my word for notice that changes every day. So check Alterna Direct, or is it Access? I'll put the link down below so you can find it. Another thing, if you become a fan of Gods and Gear, and I totally recommend it, is it came out on a Wednesday anthology. Issue number 8 of this anthology has a great side story of Gods and Gear, which builds on a little more of the character of Oscar Molina and I believe his sister. Pretty good stuff. Also, honestly, the anthology for Alterna is pretty good. So if you like anthologies and shorter stories, this one also has a log story, and Legends of Log is freaking awesome. Anyhow, one thing I did want to say is like sort of feedback on Gods and Gears. I think one thing I kind of am interested in the next miniseries is a more, I would say, menacing villain. Izumar's was an okay villain, but I think like if there was a more darker kind of villain, I think Gods and Gear would be really, really interesting. But regardless, still an enjoyable read, and more importantly, for those of you who have young kids or people a little more sensitive to the content of a book, this could be given to anyone, so it's kind of nice like that. Another thing I do want to mention, I don't know if anybody from Alterna is listening, but Gods and Gear would be freaking awesome for an Alterna Giants. If you've never seen, Alterna Giants basically takes these miniseries and puts them into one big magazine book. So they're usually like 80 or something pages for $5, which really puts the price like really competitive at that point. You're talking about a price point that's well below any American comic, and definitely extremely competitive with even manga at that point. Anyway, on to art. So this piece right here, I kind of did somewhat fast. So this is the main character, Jimmy King, getting ready to go up to bat against the main baddie, Izumar. I kind of took some reference from the comics' more straighter lines. I did end up kind of flowing into my own style, though, eventually. When I look back on this, I think one thing I will say is the importance of putting a little more, I guess, oomph to your poses, right? When I look back on this, I kind of wish that I made Jimmy kind of wind up way more and put more of an aggressive look to it. And I think this art piece would pop more. Right now, it's okay. It kind of works like, this would work as like a smaller panel. I think in a larger format like this, it needs more in it to pop. The other thing I didn't realize when I was looking back at the comic, because I was basing this off the last issue, there's a sort of a fight, conflict, not to be a spoiler, but that actual place that they fought in was just sort of like a crater. It wasn't like a coliseum. So I didn't know why I actually inked like this coliseum thing on the backside, but I guess whatever. Anyhow, this is 1 point perspective, obviously. I need to do more perspective drawing, so I'm kind of still working on that. Not a bad piece, but you know, definitely some areas of improvement here and there. Anyhow, that's the video. Let me know what you think. If you liked it, please hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the bell for notifications. You got any comments on Gods and Gears by Alterna or this art piece? Leave it down below, and I will see you next time.